leads to. Hello everybody, I'm Maria.
And we are the hosts of the IELTS, the podcast that aims to help you, as well as your listening skills along.
Podcast to give you a look at an English speaker with IELTS speaking questions, vocabulary and grammar for high school. Rory, come on.
To work together on this.
We're gonna be talking about the topic of teamwork in speaking part 1, part 3. So we'll one questions. Rory, work.
I the team, if you've got good leadership, accomplish your task, then. But if there's a lack of one of these things.
When we worked with a team?
That weekend, I was in a and one of the things we had to do, and it wasn't questions. We had to work with the people answers to the questions.
Do you like to work or study with yourself?
I like more. Work, I don't have much choice. I work with other people. We work in a big. When it comes to studying, it's hard to have a shared vision to what you're doing.
What's the most important thing?
I think it's about goals and leadership. If I have to choose, definitely choose leadership. Important thing ever to have a person or a group of people who are take control of the situation. Work.
Leader.
But I think toxic effects of leadership and making that can have a dent in your personality and a little bit less. So be careful about that.
World, are you bossing people?
I always think that's. I think I'd try but other people might have. I hope that they bossed around and they could tell me.
Teamwork is important.
Absolutely, it's essential. As a whole, in teams, it's also to live and work together. So yeah, it's actually.
Answers. Now we're gonna part 3 questions. You have the speaking part 2 with. So we skip that. Let's questions about team. Rory, what are the advantages as a team?
If you could encapsulate sharing, so you share, and that means that you can accomplish things, have more. People contribute, builds up the amount of time. There's also some abstract teas as well. So on a problem, then you should solution more helps counteract the disadvantages.
Do you think companies are really diverse?
I think that. I think the benefit from having like security. So if you need to communicate easily, communications breakdowns, something that can be, then you need to be able to do. You need important thing. Places could benefit from work culture. Ours, we have people from all over teaching English. That's actually quite important. Not just people in Australia, it's people from lots of different countries. It's important for people to hear these differences and different kinds of beneficial. So it depends on.
Does lead to higher project success?
Well, then yes. A term which is of the work is done by. So if you have, then one person is going to be a team. I think it might for that one individual. I'm not so sure people who don't do so necessarily because maybe other people. By these 20% of people, either leave them alone, wealth of material, as it's appropriate. That's just individual. So you have to be careful about basically.
Dear listeners, you might his answers to speaking part 1 shorter than his answer, which is actually fine. Your answers in section could be muddied than your answers. Vocabulary and grammar, always. So, and things you said to accomplish your things. What is?
If you accomplish something, you just, although succeed at many different things, mission goals collocate to specific vocabulary.
Yeah, accomplish my goals or
objectives.
Mm-hmm. Objectives. You said up with a solution. Mm-hmm. Is a nice phrasal verb.
Or to create physical things, and you can like ideas. So you usually come up with solutions.
With answers.
Yes, things are things that don't exist yet. Things that you say.
Yeah, answers. Yeah, when you can say make up, make.
Exactly.
When we so you can work in, or you can study by you say studying by myself. Mm-hmm. I prefer studying on my own.
Studying on my own is also another. I think they're both quite good ones. Prepositions and the correct be quite good.
Dedication. Mm-hmm.
Dedication is like focus on your task. Dedication to something. Or have as much dedication as you will.
Can you to this podcast?
Important time out of our day about the importance of.
Yes,
we're dedicated.
When you said right, like friendship and lead, right?
Yes.
So the what?
Or just the concept of being all leadership.
Yeah, we can say leadership.
Yeah. So there it would be part.
And then you talked about acts of toxic, meaning like really.
It's something that people say on different podcasts and videos on YouTube. Toxic. It's like things that you need to distance it.
You can like negative or it could have a detrimental.
Absolutely,
a detrimental is a nice.
Very long.
Yeah, smoking has a health, could have mental effect. Okay to use this word in an essay.
Using the words detrimental, toxic for sure. Toxic, informal, whereas detrimental.
You want to write something like
yeah, we want to see like
longer words. Use the nice one. It's the beholder.
Yeah.
Like part of the beholder. It's in the eye. You explain what's going.
The basic meaning is its opinion about the subject. So it's in the eye as beautiful, or you think what your opinion is about it.
I've asked you a question, so do you usually?
I don't think, like I say, that's we know if that's happening.
Yeah,
because,
but negative.
When you think it's quite a negative thing, bullying people, and it's not.
And what to do, do this, bossing me around.
To boss someone around.
So with boss people, the examiner asks you what's important with synonyms. So you said it's essential to, or
beyond important was, or you used the word important. You could always just add something to. You're able to do different.
Yeah, you're using the language flex. Yeah, we talked about speaking. There was a question about advantage.
Yeah, it's like saying on the other hand is more formal than on them. It's certainly in speaking.
Yeah, so on the turning to disadvantage.
Or turning to disadvantages before.
Word shared expertise, like experience.
Experts, but the knowledge called expertise.
Yeah, expertise. Genius, homogeneous.
Genius. It doesn't matter because
homogeneous words.
Homogeneous, then it's all the same. For example, you could talk about only has, for example, then that's homogeneous cultural background. People from different parts of the world. People from different parts of the world.
Heterogeneous what?
Heterogeneous.
All right. This.
Or if you're American,
yes, bad name.
You could say heterogeneous, which is parents if you're Russian.
Breakdowns, right? Basically, misunderstanding your communication breaks down. Overcome.
Well, you can, although usually you overcome, that's in the much more different things. You can solve mathematics. You usually overcome. Or difficulties, yeah.
One of the questions was city. So, like, city is a noun, and the adjective
diverse.
Yeah. So, work environment, like cultural diversity. You have people from different
cultures or different parts.
Talking about the you said something like 2%.
It's called the Pareto principle. People call it the 80-20. You don't have to be you don't have to feel like you're a specialist vocabulary. People produce more word understanding.
No, but it's nice to use this
Pareto, yeah.
So, now you can listen to, and this time notice in grammar he's just used. Rory, do you like?
I suppose it depends on if you've got clear goalship as well as the resource. Then yes, I do like it. If they're one of these things, then it can be very.
When was the last time?
Actually, it was in a conference in Verona. Things we had to do was a question, and it wasn't just individuals. Work with the people next to us to questions the audience asked us.
Or study with others.
I like to study by when it's much choice. I have to work in a big team here. To studying, I prefer myself because shared sense of doing that way.
Thing for teamwork.
I think I mentioned it already in leadership and resources. Choose one of these things. Leadership, I think it's to have either who are in charge and the situation and.
Rory, do you like?
Most of the time, I think it's important to be leadership when you're constantly making top-level decision, a detrimental impact, and it can maybe make you less tolerable. Yes, but.
Rory, could you bossing people around?
I think that's in the eye of the beholder. Try and be as fair as possible, might have a different opinion. Hope that if they felt like they tell me.
Important.
For the whole, and then also quite essential that people work together towards common goal. It's beyond.
Rory, thank you very much. We're gonna move to questions. So usually in two with the cards, and let's move to speaking part teamwork. The advantages of.
No, I'd encapsulate it in one thing. You share your resources, accomplish things more effectively. You share your time, what time they have of time that's available. Abstract things like share. So you have different experts. You should be able to come up with more effectively. And advantages, I think.
Should encourage us work environment.
That depends on the company. I think there are some from sort of a homogeneous security, for example. If you have easily and effectively and are not something that can be overcome quickly to be able to do this. Cultural diversity is. On the flip side, you benefit from hetero. So, for example, from all over the world, and quite important because Australia and England, that's of different countries. So these different kinds of English. So all in all, is on what the purpose of the.
Does teamwork higher productivity?
If it's there's a done by 20% of the 5 people is going to be doing most of the so in that sense it might lead to higher product individual, but for the not so sure because they don't do so much work because they're lazy. It's maybe one person takes more but once of people, then it's important to leave them alone to work and produce or appropriate. But individuals, that's not hopeful about how it's. See you again next time. But before then, subscribe. And of course, I always like hearing your feedback.
Life with or without IELTS?
But take IELTS.